Volcanoes on the moon, nosy birds, and new blood types. This is 5 science stories for you in 3 minutes or less. No time to waste, so let's get started. Scientists at the French blood establishment have discovered a new blood type that only one person in the world is known to have. Blood types are made of 2 parts, the antigens you have and whether or not you have rhesus proteins. The 2 standard antigens are A or B. You have A antigens if you're type A, B if you're type B, and type O means you don't have either A or B antigens. Positive or negative indicates the presence of rhesus proteins. But this person has a mutation that gives them what scientists are calling guada antigens. Because this person has guada antigens and no rhesus protein, they are the only known person to have a blood type of guada negative. Back in the 70s, Apollo astronauts landed on the moon and found a surprise. Among the colorless, dusty surface of the moon were tiny orange and black beads. 50 years later, we're finally able to understand these orbs better. According to researchers, the beads are tiny pristine capsules of the lunar interior. In other words, these are lava that spewed out from ancient moon volcanoes and froze instantly in space. Using complicated new imaging tools, scientists can analyze these samples and get a pretty clear picture of the geological history of the moon. That can tell us more about how the moon formed, or could even tell us what the Earth was like at the time that the moon formed. Montana's grasslands have a bad case of nosy neighbors. Prairie dogs are cute little guys that work together to keep from being eaten. They'll stand watch and alarm other prairie dogs with a distinct bark if they spot any predators. But the long-billed curlew has learned to eavesdrop on these prairie dog colonies. The team suggests the curlews will listen for prairie dog alarm barks to notify them of predators. We've seen birds eavesdrop on other bird species for information on food or danger, but this is the first time we've observed birds listening in on mammals. The scientists tested this with a speaker near the nest and a taxidermy badger on an RC car. This one's a fun read, check out the article link below. Scientists have found that doing headers in soccer alters your brain chemistry. The players in the test didn't show any signs of cognitive decline or any lingering symptoms, but MRIs showed altered brain chemistry in regions responsible for movement. Scientists also noticed decreased electrical conductivity and blood proteins that are usually associated with brain damage. There are no links to dementia or brain damage, but it clearly does something. So it makes sense that a lot of children's leagues in the US and UK are banning headers for young players. And finally, the Vera C. Rubin Observatory in Chile has released pictures from the largest digital camera ever built. The observatory is funded in part by the US National Science Foundation and the Department of Energy. They're hoping to reveal evidence for dark matter and image 20 billion galaxies. The pictures show shots of the universe, various nebulas and galaxies from thousands of light years away. And I'll just let you look at them for a bit. That's all for now. You can support me on Patreon and Ko-Fi, and I'll see you next week.